Pests will always be an issue. It's just how well you manage them and getting on top early. So we focus on crop monitoring for our growing team. It is about prevention, preventative maintenance and taking control of problems before they become a major issue. We use an integrated pest management program. We utilise beneficial insects to do most of our pest control for us. It has reduced the amount of chemical sprays we need to use. Then in turn, those chemical sprays are a lot safer to our plants, to our people, and ultimately our customers as well. We purchase beneficial insects from suppliers and we release those into our plants. They essentially eat the pest insects that might be present in the crop and saves us having to spray. That method of pest control, and really just letting nature work for us, it's essentially a no-brainer.
We have a pest team that will go around and they check for all rodents, wild bird behaviour, foxes, cats, and also implement baiting programs for our pests. We're using lasers on neighbouring dams to keep wild birds off there.
Making sure that we manage our water, both inflow and outflow, our interactions with wildlife to make sure that other animals can't bring diseases onto site. We test all of our stock that come onto farm, all of our brood stock, and then once they're on site, we can manage the stock through routine surveillance. We've got a wildlife interaction plan to manage our interactions with wildlife. You will see some birds around here. So we do have a bird scaring drone. We also have gas scaring guns, bird mitigation permits to control birds under certain circumstances as well. All around the farm is we have a perimeter fence. Of course, crocodiles represent a unique challenge in aquaculture. Not only do they potentially eat your livestock, they tend to be mostly smaller animals, but they do move from pond to pond, and that's an obvious biosecurity breach.
We do have wild pigs on one of our farms, so obviously trying to trap and control them, but it is one of the most difficult ones that we do come across. We've got a lot of fences in place, so some will be barbed wire fences, some will be electric fences, but how do you stop a kangaroo jumping a fence? So that's one of our toughest ones that we actually come across there. So we just have to learn to live with that one as best we can. We make sure we know where our seed material comes from. Very important for our inputs, whether it could be sawdust or chook manure or fertilisers or compost. We actually use drones to help us identify spots. The drone picks up like different colours in the plant. So if we've got a plant yellowing, then obviously we'll actually go and inspect as to why it is. Could be nutrient based, but most times when it's looking different to all the plants around it, we will actually extract that plant out, then we don't have a problem.
Within Queensland, particularly foot and mouth, can be easily moved between areas and move between areas very quickly through the wild pig population. For us, that feral pig and those other pests are quite significant. But also you're looking at, the pests that can come in onto your pasture as well. Feral animals within our properties are things that we definitely actively engage in managing. We have to do everything in alignment with our organic certification. We look at controlled shooting programs, we look at controlled baiting programs, and we really look at saying, well, what is the best practice and what can we do that's both humane and also enables us to sustainably be resilient when there are known massive outbreaks that could occur. On all of our properties, we have a minimum of a 28-day quarantine period. They go into smaller paddocks. That allows us to be able to get around and visually inspect them over that period. It's for both disease management and also weed management. So we need to make sure that if they have any weed seeds in their system, that they'll come out in the paddock. We can manage them in there and make sure it doesn't spread, but also that we can monitor the health of any animals coming in. So just another barrier to protect the rest of the herd before we introduce them, and also protect the land that we put them on.